All right, Oval fans. Hope everybody is doing well. Sad to say, but last night was a pretty dull episode, which is kind of disappointing because last week was pretty solid. If I remember correctly, I gave it a 9 out of 10. And yeah, because Victoria got tased and everything felt like, oh crap, we're really moving things forward. But I don't know if some of the actors posted a trailer by mistake. Now, remember at the 11th hour, because I posted two videos and several shorts on the Oval at 8:55 to like 9:07 because I was busy, but I got them done at the last second. And there was like a 30-second trailer, and I'm like, damn, are they putting out a new trailer already? I mean, because they just put out one last week, so are we getting two different trailers for tonight's episode? But it seems the 30-second promo that I broke down, I think the title of the video was Hunter Wants Priscilla's Help to Take Victoria Down. That must have been for next week as opposed to last night because I didn't watch the episode until, well, just a few minutes ago. And I'm glad I did not stay up to watch it because I would have been, excuse me, I'm glad I didn't watch it live last night because I would have been really disappointed because it felt like one of the main issues with the Oval is that the momentum is always swinging like a pendulum. It's like 1 minute, it's like, oh yeah, we're like a roller coaster. Yeah, we're going up, we're going up. But then we kind of stop at the top and then we go down in terms of, okay, this is boring. Because most of the episode felt like a rehash of what we went through last week. And even worse was that it felt like, well, as you know, instead of just rehashing what we went through last week, some of these conversations feel like conversations that we've already sat through, yet the characters act like they haven't heard certain things before. And honestly, my least favorite scene was also kind of my favorite scene of the episode. I know that's a weird contradiction, but the longest scene that just took up way too much time, and you could really tell that, yeah, they're really squeezing the 40-minute runtime out of this episode, was Lily, Donald, and then Kyle over at the house. And Lily was talking about how bored she is with this back and forth and how it's uninteresting. And I'm like, yeah, you're basically verbalizing how I feel. I don't know if I should applaud the episode for being self-aware or just, dock points because better material could have been written. I was actually talking with somebody about this a couple nights ago that the Oval definitely needs a breath of fresh air in the script like the sisters did because don't get me wrong, Tyler has delivered some bangers this season with the Oval, but for the most part, it's like you have a great episode, then you got a slow one, then you have a semi-good one, and then a slow one, and then when you have a great episode, because when the Oval's good, it is really good. But when it is slow and stale, throw out the loaf of bread. I know this isn't the typical kind of review I would do, and I'm going to get to the episode, but like I said, most of this stuff consists of things we've already seen. And the review itself is going to be relatively short. Maybe I'll try to be like the episode and squeeze out 10 minutes, but, well, if I don't make it to 10, you know why. So before moving forward, go ahead and take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video, even if you didn't like the episode. Hit subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. My social media links are in the description below. And let's jump into it. So again, Season 5, Episode 15, Dark Secrets. My score, 3 out of 10. So Jason, has Nancy with a knife at her throat, and she's freaking out because, of her asthma. It's funny. I mean, having asthma is not funny, but canonically, it is funny that I always forget that she has asthma because it doesn't really come up in conversation all that often. I think, we addressed it in, Season 1, and then, I think when she was at the compound, that dude, the Rakadushi guard, hit her with a gun, even though she said, I have asthma, boom, I don't care. And then he got, or actually, And then just recently with the whole Jason thing. But yeah, he gives her the inhaler and she's able to de-escalate the situation. But he makes her call Sam over the phone and tells him to come over to the house alone. And then Richard and Sam are there at the house getting ready for their respective jobs. And it's funny because they both get different calls. Like, Richard gets a call from Barry, but nobody answers. Sam says he'll trace it. And then Sam gets a call from Nancy over at Priscilla saying, hey, come alone. Sam knows something's up. It's like, look, is Priscilla trying to set me up? And then when they get off the phone, Nancy's able to convince Jason, like, look, hey, my name is Nancy Holson. I'm married to Richard. And then he's hesitant, but Jason eventually agrees to de-escalate the situation and allow Nancy to give him some food. And, well, I might as well skip to the end of the episode. He says the food is okay because, he's on the whole, hey, I can't trust anybody. My parents tried to kill me, yada, yada, yada. I'm sorry to sound disinterested, but the episode really was repetitive and stale. But then, in the midst of these two just having a conversation, a group of just hooded men come in and scoop them both up. And initially, because I did the video, I'm like, oh, snap. Because last week, the episode ended with Hunter telling Isaac, hey, you and your guys, you need to find my son. And then Isaac said he was on it. I'm like, man, this dude wastes no time and he's getting the job done. So I thought that was him. But now I'm under the impression, I think maybe Sam sent a group of guys in because he doesn't trust the Priscilla situation. Like, wait, Priscilla wants me to come to the house alone? Nah, let me send in a group of dudes in case she has some more, agents there to kick my ass. So, yeah, I'm thinking that Jason and Nancy get scooped up by these guys and they were just sent by Sam. Another lengthy scene, Kyle and Dale in bed. Dale's still on the whole, hey, I don't trust you because, your lover boy, the chief of staff, might think something's going on between us and then he'll have me shot. And Kyle's just saying, don't worry about it. I got eyes and ears on him better than I did the first time to prevent you from getting shot again. Then he put some ball in his mouth. It was some kinky shit they were doing the night before. But basically, Dale is still hesitant and resistant to anything Kyle says to him. Is like, oh, be nice to me, Dale. No, I don't trust you, Kyle. Look, how about this? I can help Sharon get out, but you need to be nice to me for a change. Kind of like with Gail, I have no earthly idea if Sharon is supposed to be in this season or not. I mean, keep in mind, this was episode 15. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be a 22 episode season. So I don't know if Sharon's going to pop up at the 11th hour. It's kind of like with Gail's like, oh, you just disappeared. But, yeah, Kyle convinces Dale to let him drop him off back at Alan's place because, well, he locked the door and Dale can't go anywhere until Kyle opens it up. But, he's pretty much trying to convince Kyle that, oh yeah, me and Alan got something going on. Yeah, we do. Kyle doesn't buy it. So from there, we get over to Victoria in the bunker. And Antonio's about to sing like a canary. Kareem tells him to shut the hell up. But, when Victoria hears what Antonio has to say, she figures out, wait, you're the one that got the drugs, you freaking snitch. So basically, Kareem's like, yep, I told you to shut up. That's it. That's it. Antonio wanted to get the hell out of there. The first lady figures out, you're the drug dealer. You snitched to my husband. That's why I'm in here. The hell if I want to hear what you have to say. So we go over to Hunter, who can't walk because Isaac, he tries to get Isaac to help him out of the bed, but his legs aren't working. And he's trying to look strong, because he has to get back and take the country back. However, he can't because he's in his current condition. And he's lamenting to Isaac about the feeling of being betrayed and how it really stinks because everybody is against you. Or at the very least, you have no idea who you can trust. And Isaac says, like, hey, do you want me to get the doctor? He's like, no, I don't think I can trust any sort of doctor right now because who's to say Victoria didn't set it up and they could take me out. And from there, he says, I want Donald brought, you know what? I'll just call the regular people to tell Donald to come here when he gets to work because I want him fired. And then Isaac, I need you to bring your team to be ready because we're going to take over, everything. So that was pretty much it, which not a bad acted scene. No, because I think the dynamic between Hunter and Isaac is great, but it just feels like it was a poor follow-up to the badass cliffhanger we had at the end of the last episode. What happened to the whole psychological torture of Victoria? Were we just going to put that on pause for a couple episodes? Who knows? So from there, Donald actually gets a message from the White House. Well, actually, Lily got the message for Donald to see the president when he gets to the White House, but she withheld that information. Donald's pissed, but he's like, oh, don't worry about it. Hey, you remember that officer? We found him and gutted him like a fish. He even sent her a photo or video, but she was disinterested, thinking that was some sort of like Photoshop. And like I said earlier, Lily is just bored with the whole situation. It's like, you're the devil, you know that? The devil ain't got nothing on me. And I guess this is just one of those scenes to kind of have Donald be over the top, ridiculously evil. That way, when he gets to the White House and he gets shown up by a Hunter and thrown in a bunker, that's going to be his comeuppance. I guess that's what they're doing here. Then Kyle comes over. They're all flirty in front of Lily, and then they go to work. Yeah, I was just as bored with this episode as Lily was in this scene. Great legs. Okay, so we got Desiree, my boo, seeing Cal, basically telling him to get home and get some rest, and she decides to give it a shot to talk with Max and Bobby. And Cal kind of makes a snarky remark, you better bring some tissues, because of how Bobby was crying when he held him at gunpoint the night before. So I ain't gonna lie, this was probably my favorite scene of the episode, because Max and Bobby automatically was like, wait, somebody's coming. Sexy too. Damn right she is. Bobby was me. Bobby was me in that moment when Desiree rolled up to their vehicle. Max instantly shuts down Bobby's attempts to try to flirt, but simply put, the conversation boils down to the fact like, look, we're on the same side. Are you sure about that? Who are you working for? How about this? You talk with the contact, your super secret contact, and she'll tell you who I am, and you'll realize we're on the same side. But you didn't give us a name. We don't even know your name. Just talk to her. We know a lot of she's. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then from there, Bobby realizes, oh snap, because later on he's over at the vice president's house in order to escort the first, technically, yeah, Simone's the first lady to the White House. But the thing is, he realizes that I'm not there. I can't do the usual sweep, so my camera is going to be detected. And he calls Max and tells Max, look, leave your post watching over Alan's apartment, go over to the White House and get that camera before anybody else does. And in the midst of this leads into the sneak peek scene where Simone comes downstairs looking fine as hell. Bobby alerts her to the email she just got, and then she realizes that the affair is real. So I think the last thing to talk about is when Desiree left the vehicle after talking with Max and Bobby, she goes over to Alan's apartment just to say, hey, did you know that 2 agents are outside watching you? And, Alan isn't sure they can be trusted. But she gets the alert that, hey, there's another agent vehicle coming to your place now. Oh, that's just Kyle. You better go through the back. And then she does. Dale comes in, basically tells Alan of the plan to think that, hey, I made Kyle, think me and you were a thing. That way Donald wouldn't think me and Kyle were a thing. That way I can avoid getting shot. And he tells Dale, just lay low, maybe wash the dishes or something, and he's going to work. And folks, that is, oh yeah, I didn't make it to 10 minutes after all. But if you didn't count like the 3 to 4 minute intro I did, maybe I didn't. So yeah, that was the episode. Dark Secrets, really a dud, aside from a couple of scenes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you thought of the episode. Sisters, you got a very, 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 very low bar to jump. Let's see if you can do it later tonight.